Opening. Does your cat follow you to the bathroom, the kitchen, the bed, and somehow even that one room you only walk into for 10 seconds? A lot of new cat owners see this and think their cat is just being clingy, or maybe they're hungry, or that something might even be wrong. But here's the thing, your cat usually isn't doing this for just one reason. Sometimes it is about trust, sometimes it is about their routine, and other times it might actually be a little bit of stress. If you are new to cats, this can feel confusing fast because the same little shadow behavior can mean very different things depending on the moment. So let's start with the reason most people miss first. Because once you see it, a lot of your cat's choices finally start to make sense. Why your cat keeps choosing you. Your cat often follows you because being near you makes them feel safe. And I don't mean movie-style safety, but just a simple day-to-day feeling that everything is okay. Your home might look calm to you, but to a new cat, it can still feel full of strange sounds, weird smells, and scary corners that they haven't quite figured out yet. When your cat first comes home, they are doing a kind of map work all day long to understand their new world. They aren't using a paper map, of course, but they are using their memory to track which room stays quiet and which floorboards creak when someone walks by. They are learning which window gets loud at night, which person moves gently, and which specific voice means that food is finally coming. Your cat is learning the layout of the entire house, and while that learning happens, you actually become a part of that map. That matters more than most people think because you are not just the person who fills the food bowl every morning. You are the one thing in the home that keeps showing a predictable pattern, which is exactly what a cat needs to feel relaxed. You wake up at certain times, you walk certain paths through the halls, and you usually sit in the same spots on the couch. You are the one who opens the doors and turns on the lights, bringing either calm or noise with you wherever you go. So when your cat trails behind you, they might just be choosing the most familiar moving part in a space that still feels a little bit intimidating. This is why a cat can seem weirdly interested in the most boring things you do throughout the day. You stand up to get a glass of water, and there comes your cat, or you head to the bathroom and suddenly you have a little furry tail following right behind you. It can look silly, and honestly, it is a little bit funny to watch. But your cat isn't just doing a random patrol of the house. Your cat is staying close to a person who feels known and reliable, and that makes them feel like they belong there too. The bathroom is a big one because it mixes a few things that cats notice right away, like the fact that the door often closes and the sounds are very unusual. Water runs, the room is small, and your routine in there stays pretty steady every single day. For a new cat, that room can become one of those odd little places worth checking out. Not because it is magical, but because you keep going in and out of it. You are changing the space each time you enter, and your cat wants to be there to see exactly what is happening behind that closed door. The kitchen works in a different way because it is a place full of smells, motion, and things your cat can easily predict. Your cat learns very fast that kitchen movement can lead to a meal, but even before food enters the picture, the kitchen tells your cat that something interesting is happening. Cabinets open, dishes move around, and the water runs while you stop and start your different tasks. Your cat follows you there because movement in that room often means a change is coming, and cats are naturally built to notice every single change in their environment. There is also your scent, and this part is very easy to miss because humans don't live by smell the way cats do every single day. Your cat leaves feromones, which are tiny scent signals, by rubbing their cheeks or their tail on the corners of the walls and your favorite blankets. Those smell marks help turn a place from an unknown house into a safe home, and when your cat stays near you, they stay near a familiar scent cloud too. That familiar smell helps your cat settle in much faster than they would if they were just sitting alone in a quiet room. Warmth matters, your voice matters, and even the simple fact that you are predictable matters to a cat that is still learning the ropes. A new cat doesn't always want you to pet them, and this is where a lot of new owners get a little bit mixed up. Following you does not always mean touch me now, but sometimes it just means they want to be near you while they keep learning about their new life. They want to watch you, they want to rest close by, and they want to stay linked to the safest part of the entire house. And that is a big shift for new owners to understand, because your cat can be building a deep bond with you without climbing into your lap every single hour. Shared space is a huge part of that bond, and having quiet access to you is just as important as playing with a toy. Being able to keep you in sight gives them a sense of control and peace that they can't get anywhere else. But closeness by itself doesn't tell the whole story. because this same behavior can come from a few very different reasons that we need to look at next. The different reasons behind the same behavior. Now, this is where a lot of new owners get confused because your cat can do the exact same thing, follow you from room to room, but mean something different each time. The action looks the same, but the reason behind it can change by the hour, and once you start to notice the pattern around the behavior instead of only the behavior itself, your cat suddenly gets much easier to read. One common reason is simple. Your cat connects your movement with food. This isn't your cat being manipulative, and that's important to remember, but it's a learned habit that happens fast in most homes. You stand up, walk toward the kitchen, open a cabinet, or touch a bowl, and after enough repeats, your cat starts thinking that if you move, something useful might happen. So the following starts before hunger is even strong because it starts with expectation. That is why some cats come running the second they hear your feet hit the floor in the morning, while others stay asleep until they hear the specific sound that usually comes right before eating. Your cat is not only tracking the food itself, but they are tracking the entire chain that leads to it. Shoes on, light on, cup picked up, or the kitchen door opening are all tiny clues that stack up, and your cat learns them much faster than most people realize. Then there is curiosity, and this one shows up all the time. Cats notice change. A person sitting still is one thing, but a person suddenly getting up is another. If you have ever stood up and watched your cat lift their head like they are asking where we are going, you have seen this in real time. Your cat follows because movement can mean a new sound, a new object, an open drawer, or access to a space that wasn't interesting 30 seconds ago. Social check-ins can look almost identical from the outside, but they feel softer once you spot them. Your cat follows you and then stops a few feet away, maybe curling up on the floor while you brush your teeth or sitting by the couch while you fold clothes. There is no big demand or loud protest here. Your cat just wants to share the space, and that quiet choosing matters a lot because it says your presence feels good even when nothing exciting is happening. There is also a control side to it, and don't let that word sound harsh. Your cat lives in a shared space and wants to know where things are, including you. If you disappear behind a door, your cat may check in just to update the picture of where you are and what room you are in. This isn't your cat trying to run your life, but they are keeping track of the home as it shifts through the day. Habits build on top of all this. If you always walk to the kitchen after using the bathroom, or always sit on the bed after turning off the lights, your cat links those steps into a loop. After enough repeats, the body moves before the brain seems to think, and your cat follows because that is what usually comes next. Routines like that can look deeply emotional, even when part of the answer is just plain repetition. So pay close attention to what happens after your cat follows you. A cat who trails behind you and then settles down to doze nearby is telling a very different story from a cat who follows you and immediately begs, cries, or seems unable to relax unless you respond. Same shadow behavior, but a different message. And that difference matters, because now we need to separate normal bonding from signs that your cat may be struggling when you are out of reach. Bonding or separation anxiety. What to watch closely. So how do you tell the sweet version from the hard version? You look at what your cat does when they cannot be with you, because a bonded cat wants contact but can still come back down, while a stressed cat often loses that sense of ease and keeps searching or calling long after the door shuts. Healthy bonding is usually calm. Your cat seeks you out, walks after you, waits near you, or maybe greets you at the door, but your cat can also eat alone, groom alone, and nap in another room without your help. That balance is what you want to see, because it means your cat likes having access to you without feeling lost every time that access changes. Watch the body first. A cat who is following out of comfort often looks loose and soft through the body, with normal ears and breathing, and no frantic rush in the movement. When the chance to be near you passes, that cat can usually pause, choose a spot, and rest instead of spiraling into more and more effort. The sound level tells you a lot too. Some cats talk, and that by itself is not a red flag, but there is a big difference between one small meow by the bathroom door and a repeated urgent cry that keeps going. One is a check-in, but the other can be a sign that your cat is not coping well with the break in contact. Pay close attention to recovery, because this helps more than almost anything. If you leave a room and your cat waits for a minute before licking a paw or heading back to the sofa, that usually points to normal attachment. If you leave and your cat stays keyed up, paces, scratches, and cannot shift into any calm activity, that deserves a closer look. That said, do not slap a label on one rough moment. A closed door can bother a cat for all sorts of plain reasons, like they wanted the sink or dinner is late. Separation stress is not one bad evening, but it is a pattern where your cat seems deeply unsettled by being apart from you across many moments. The timing matters. Ask yourself when this happens. Is your cat most intense only around food times, or only when a certain nightly routine starts? If the answer is yes, you may be looking at habit and expectation more than emotional distress. But if the reaction shows up whenever you vanish from sight, even at random times, then you should pay more attention. You also want to look at the full day, not just one scene. A cat with a healthy bond can enjoy you and still have a life away from you. Your cat will stretch out alone, explore, use the litter box normally, and move between rooms without acting glued to your leg every waking hour. That wider picture helps you stay fair and not read too much into one clingy spell. For new cats, this is extra important. In the first days or weeks, more following can be very normal because your cat is still settling in and figuring out that you always come back. A lot of new owners get scared here, and it's okay, but early shadowing does not automatically mean a long-term problem. Sometimes it just fades as trust grows. Still, there are times when you should pause and take it more seriously. If the clinginess starts suddenly or it comes with changes in appetite, sleep, or hiding, don't treat it like a simple bond issue. A vet should rule out pain or illness first, because a cat who doesn't feel well may start staying unusually close or acting uneasy when they are alone. One more thing. Separation anxiety is a phrase people use very fast online, but your cat does not need that label for you to respond with care. What you are really watching for is whether your cat can return to calm when apart from you, or if they keep climbing higher into distress. That answer will guide what you do next, and it can save you from sending mixed signals. What you should do next. Once you start to see the pattern, your job gets much simpler because you stop reacting to every follow in the same way. Instead of guessing, you can start giving your cat what actually helps them feel good. If you realize this is just about bonding, try letting your cat be near you without turning every single moment into a petting session. A lot of cats want to be close on their own terms, and they feel much more secure when they know that choice stays theirs. You can make this easier by setting up your home so being near you is calm and easy for both of you. Try putting a small mat, a stool, or a cat bed near the bathroom door or in a safe corner of the kitchen. Keep these spots far away from hot pans or where people walk so your cat can join you without getting in the way. That tiny setup can change a lot because your cat gets to feel included while having a clear place to settle down. It also helps to keep your daily routines as steady as you can. Try to feed your cat around the same times each day and use short play sessions to burn off energy. When your cat comes near, try doing quiet check-ins instead of giving them big, excited greetings every single time. You want your cat to feel connected to you, but you also want a calm mood to be the normal part of that connection. At the same time, make sure you reward independence too. If your cat chooses to rest in another room or stays relaxed when you move away, just let that be a good thing. You don't need to call your cat over every time they are alone because part of a strong bond is teaching your cat that having their own space is safe. If the following looks more tense or anxious, you need to go smaller. Try leaving the room for just a few seconds and then come back quietly before your cat gets upset. The goal here is not to test your cat, but to build a new memory that shows them you always return and nothing bad happens. Keep your exits and your returns very plain so you aren't adding extra stress to the moment. You can also give your cat more to do when you aren't right there. A window perch, a food puzzle, or even a blanket that smells like you can help shift their focus away from chasing your every step. Remember that punishing them for crying or scratching at the door won't fix their fear. Your cat isn't trying to annoy you, they are just trying to feel safe, and once you answer that need, the whole relationship gets easier. Conclusion. If your cat follows you everywhere, the big question is not just why they do it, but how they feel while they are walking behind you. Tell me in the comments, does your cat follow you to the bathroom or the kitchen? And if you want to know more, watch the video on the screen about the quiet signs your cat truly trusts you.